Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at my mental health. I haven't talked about it for a while. Big reason why I haven't, and it should be a pretty big reason for why I'm talking about it today. So many of you have probably noticed my videos have started to get a bit worse over time. They seem a bit more all over the place, I guess, and not very organized, and well, unfortunately, that's my mental illness. That's not anything I can really fix unless if I do scripts. And even at that, it's going to be really hard for me to do the scripts because I have a really hard time concentrating right now as well. I should say as well. And it's hard for me to sit down and just do one thing. Like I really struggle streaming. I can't stream for much longer than an hour or two, which I just watched Once by Gold stream, and he streamed for like 5 hours yesterday, if not longer. And I'm like, how did he even do that? Because I can barely even sit through an hour. Um, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys personal, like in a personal manner, I guess I should say, rather than a Golden Routes manner. That's why I didn't start off with my Golden Routes, or I'm Golden Routes intro. I'm talking to you as Justin today, not Golden Routes. So, uh, with my mental health disintegrating the way it is, I'd like to know how many of you have actually noticed what's been happening. If you've seen the changes, I guess, in me, or if I'm not the same person that you subscribed to when you first subscribed to me, you know, can you notice a difference? So, what I'm thinking is happening is, and I know this is purely thought, and no, I'm not thinking too deeply into it. I'm not like, oh my god, do I have this? I'm just out of concern. I'm asking my viewers, which is you guys, to let me know if you think this is something I should definitely pursue with the doctor, or if I'm just possibly overthinking it. There's a bunch of people out there that have a lot more insights to mental illness than what I do. I grew up not believing in it, and now I'm growing up with it. So, I don't have a whole lot of insights on it. My parents aren't much help, which I'm not blaming them or anything for it or anything like that. Um, but I do have a lot more going on right now. And for those who have been caught up or have stayed caught up, I recently lost my best friend, and I recently walked out of Kroger, or my job, I should say. I shouldn't say Kroger. I recently walked out of my job. Um, I was supposed to be on a paid leave of absence. I never got paid. A lot of stuff's been happening with me right now. So, as I'm sure many may wonder what that type of stress does to someone, what you're seeing right now with my mental health is what's wrong. So, my question to you guys is, do you think I have multiple personalities? That may be very hard for you guys to tell. Um, I do know the symptoms of multiple personalities just because my older sister has it. Um, I've seen what it does to her. I've seen her switches. I haven't seen really necessarily a switch in me, but I don't necessarily think I switch. I think I So what happens, I think, is when I put on my headset, I'm going routes. I'm not Justin. I'm going routes when I put on the headset. So what I'm thinking is going routes became a split personality for me. So whenever I put on the headset, I become somebody I'm not. Like, I don't know if I know a lot of you don't know me in person or anything like that, but if you watch my videos and meet me in person, you'll be like, this is a completely different person. Like, I'm very monotone. I'm not very excitable. I'm very emotionless. You name it. I, I don't know what to think. Like, and I don't, I really don't know what to think, guys. I really don't. So, this is more or less a video for like learning purposes, not to get attention, not to hurt anybody or hurt anything or anyone or anything like that. This is literally purely a video to either A, get help, or also B, um, see, there it is. That's my lost of train of thought. But that was it. It's for learning purposes. I want people to feel comfortable around me. I want people to understand what's going on and that I can't really control it. I mean, I can get medicines and it'll help manage it, but it's not going to control it. I got to figure out how to control it on my own. And I thought I was getting better, but what really hit me, or what made me really think about this, was losing my best friend. He said I had changed, and I'd asked him or I'd told him I think I have multiple personalities, and his response wasn't the greatest. I didn't really quite like what he said, but I think he's starting to see it now. I really do. Because I really think I have multiple personalities, guys. And if I do, that's going to be really hard on me. It's going to be hard on the channel. It's going to be hard on a lot of things. I know there's nothing necessarily to be scared of. My sister's living with it, and she seems pretty okay for the most part. Like, yeah, she's got her switches still, and she she's very aware of it. I guess is a good way to put it too. Just like me being schizoaffective, I'm very aware of it. Like, it's so weird. My family is super aware of their conditions. It's so weird. Um, but I think that's the best way to be, because if we are at least aware of it, we're at least on the right path for we're on the right path for recovering, I guess is a good way to put it. So again, guys, I can't say this enough. Please leave a comment below explaining if you think you've seen my split personalities or not. For those who are also wondering, this isn't actually called multiple personality. This is called DID, dissociative identity disorder. Um, it's a lot better of a name for it. So if you hear me talk about DID, then that's just what I mean is my disorder. If I do have it, I'm not self-diagnosing myself. I'm not gonna go off of what everybody else says. I'm not gonna be like, okay, so everybody else says I have it, so that must mean I have it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be like, okay, everybody says I need to go get help, so I'm gonna go get help. That's the sole purpose of this video. Um, it's hard for me to get help right now because my doctor had neck surgery, so it's not like I can call her up and be like, hey, so now I think this is happening. And she'll probably see it in me too if I bring it up because the last time I talked to her, I told her I couldn't really remember anything without actively thinking about it. And she was like, I think you should try to get on disability. And I asked about a leave of absence from work, and she was like, yeah, I don't have a problem with you taking a leave of absence. And that's as far as that conversation went. Like the last thing I told my doctor is a very big sign of multiple personalities. Now, it's really a big sign for any mental illness, don't get me wrong. But considering I can put on a mask and make it seem like I'm not actually, like there's nothing actually wrong with me, I think that's called a split. I could be wrong on that though. Anyways, guys, I don't mean to prolong this video. I don't know. I'd really like for somebody to tell me that I need to get help. And that's not like I don't want them to tell me those exact words or anything. I want them to kind of analyze and be like, yeah, you actually need the help. You're not just overthinking it. You really need the help. You know what I mean? That's basically what my friend said was you're just overthinking it. At least that's how I perceived it, I should say, was that I'm sorry guys, I keep losing my train of thought now. But on the bright side, I will try to script my stuff and at least have bullet points and stuff like that. Like that was the plan for the longest time, and it still is. It's hard. It's really hard for me to do right now, and nobody seems to understand that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Nobody understands what's going on with me. And maybe that's part of what this video is about, is I want somebody to understand, you know? But nobody does. My family doesn't. My ex-best friend doesn't. Work didn't understand. Nobody understands. But yeah, I believe that's all. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave those comments, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.